But damn, kickstart my heart. What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM, coming to you live at 8 in the morning on this, the 25th day of October in the year of our Black Cat Overlord, Steve, 2023. If I look outside the window, it's dark and gray and foggy and maybe drizzling. I don't know, but it's definitely a much more appropriate October day as we spiral down the last few days of my favorite month of the year. And it's crowdfunding time. It's time to take a look at all the crowdfunding projects that are coming to an end this week, but you still have a chance to support. But for a change in pace, we have two crowdfunders that are just starting. One that is kicking a lot of ass, and the other, well, they're kind of friends of mine, and they asked me to give them a plug, so I'll give them a plug. So let's first talk about the big news of the week, and that's Adventure Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint 2. Welcome to the new edition of the best-selling fantasy role-playing game, Adventure, Conquer, and Reign. Crowdfunding begins October 24th. It hit its pledge of 50 grand within the first hour, and now it's up to 216,843,000. So basically 300K. It'll probably hit $1 million, and it's still got 29 days to go. It is the new Heartbreaker. It is the new Shadowdark. It is the new game. Everybody in the OSR, the old school, is jumping on. It's like 1,000 pages. Bare minimum is $50 to get the PDF. But if you fork out the 70 or more, you get all sorts of cool stuff. Now, I'm going to lose my old school representative card, even though I'm pretty sure after all the shit I've said, I'm not considered a member of the old school, which is funny. I find it funny that a lot of the people who claim they are in the old school and who call me out, like there was another guy the other day who was calling me out for some of my choices and that I'm not old school, knowing full well that I have played D&D longer than some of these people who claim they're old school have been alive. I mean, I was watching somebody yesterday, and this person was like a kid. I mean, they're like maybe 20, 22, and they're talking about how they're, are old school RPG elite. And, and it's like, dude, I have been playing longer than you have been alive. You cannot say you're old school and then say I'm not. But okay, I'm going to lose my old school membership card because I'm not supporting this game. I'm not going to back it. First, $50 for a PDF that I'm never going to use. Yeah, I've backed a lot of games. My collection of OSR, OGL, retro clones is probably 5 physical and maybe another 10 PDFs, none of which I'll ever use. None of which I've ever used. I mean, I got a lot of shit for backing Shadowdark, but Kelsey was my friend. She's somebody I've known for on and off for 4 years. So I was like, yeah, I'll back her. I mean, nobody expected it to be as big as it got, including her. But I mean, I jumped on the Castles and Crusade bandwagon like everybody else did at the beginning of this year. I've played Castle and Crusades like 5 times. I've got Dungeon Crawl Classics, the super deluxe book. I love Dungeon Crawl Classics. It's my favorite D20 retro clone. I've played it maybe 8 times total. And all these other games that I had to buy, I'm never going to play. So why do I need to spend $75 that I don't have for another game that does the exact same thing that I already have 8 games that do? So yeah, I know I'm going to lose my old school cred, but I'm not backing this one. But I know a lot of the members of the old school are. There's a lot of great reviews and interviews with the creator, and they're all talking about all the things it does, and I'm like, that's great. There's a whole bunch of things that are really cool that I'm never going to use, or I already have, or I can find for free online. And then I'm not in the financial position to fork out $75, but for a game I'm never going to use. That said, if you are in the financial position and really want to get this game, I think maybe you should. I don't know. Everybody seems to be singing the praises of this game this week, be that as it may. All right, now the other one. This is from my friends over at Greedy Gorgon Press. They have asked me to give a shout out to their Kickstarter. Link down below. Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven is yet another in the long line of role-playing games trying to emulate rock and roll albums, this time in 5e. So this is the 3rd volume of the series, Monsters of Rock. What they do is they take songs musical personas, bands, and convert them to 5e adventures, which, I mean, heavy metal, glam rock seems like the kind of perfect setting for 5e's ridiculousness. So yeah, I mean, this could be the perfect, setting for 5e. And their minimum page, for $5, you get the PDF for theirs, plus battle maps, your name and the credits, tokens, and everything else. So yeah. Do you really need a heavy metal, rock and roll inspired adventure source book for 5e? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. These are always like so hard to get to work. I've played through a few adventures that were based on D&D songs or musical albums or whatever. I guess, Tommy. Yeah, I don't know if they work, but these guys are kind of a sort of, people I know. They reached out to me and they said, hey, plug our product. So I'm going to plug your product. Here you go. Stairway to Heaven, $791, $60 goal. They've got 64 backers, 9 days to go, 5th edition. For $5, you get the PDF. Now, for everything else, this is the following all the tabletop role-playing game crowdfunding projects that are coming to an end this week. This is the stuff we normally do, but I wanted to get those out first. Here we go. We've got The Crooked Moon from Legend of Avantis. This is folk horror in 5e. It's a source book. $65 is the most popular pledge. It gets you the PDF and the print versions of the book, plus some folk music, folk horror MP3. And this one's already hit $1 million. And it's got folk horror, Halloween, 400 pages, a 13th level adventures, and a whole bunch of spooky horror stuff for 5e. I don't know what the, folk horror, I guess it's like grim fairy tales, kind of the folklore, cryptid horror, urban myths. Horror doesn't really work with 5e, but okay. Here's one I'm really excited about. Hit Point Press has released their own deck of many things. The art by Yoshi Yoshitani. So this is, I think, based upon the original deck of many things. $10 is the PDF and print version of the deck, a community copy, and some STL files, so you can print out a figure inspired by the deck. I guess it comes in full Goler and grayscale cards. Seems like this one is inspired by the original deck, not the new deck of many things. But hey, for $50, you can get this thing instead of paying $99 or $100 for the one that Mackenzie made. Or I don't know, deck of cards. Shopping. Let's see. A standard bicycle playing card deck right now is $3. $5 on Amazon, $4 for at Target. If you want a super special, cool looking, all black waterproof playing cards, Amazon has some for $8. You can get 3 decks of waterproof playing cards from Amazon with really cool looking art and stuff on it for $15. Probably can still get those nudie ones. Here's a Presidents of the United States deck of many things for $19 from a company that's no longer in business. Bed Bath & Beyond. Route 66 theme playing cards for $8. So I don't know, Mackenzie. I don't know, Wizards of the Coast. It seems kind of hard to inspire me to run out and buy your $55/$100 deck of many things when I can just get a normal deck of cards for $4, or I can just wait for artists on Etsy to make their own. We'll be charging people a lot less than you're charging for the brand new deck of many things. And that way I don't have to support Mackenzie, which, in the list of individuals in the gaming community, I would never, ever support. She's definitely on the list. Moving on. Deadlands. Yes. Another one of my favorite role-playing games that I never get to play, that I actually love the genre. Weird West. This is Night Train. It's the 25th anniversary of the Night Train for Deadlands. It's $50 is the most popular pledge. Gets you the PDF and the print version of the book and some dime novels. This is based upon the original Night Train adventure from Deadlands a long time ago. Also includes a series of short one-shots called Wendy Dog Wendigo Tales, and a collection of the dime novels. And obviously, because of the name, it takes place on a train. Who doesn't love trains? I was watching an interesting documentary yesterday about horror films and, like, you know, why you always try and film a horror movie in some place enclosed, like a house or whatever, because that feeling of claustrophobia, you know, the feeling of you only have so few choices for escape when you're filming it inside at someplace that's, you know, located inside and cramped and claustrophobic. And that is why those films, you know, even though they appear low budget, are often more frightening than other films because the main characters are trapped in this very limited space. So horror, Weird West on a train, that sounds right up my alley. From the Malsornian Arts Council, we have Fever Swamp. This is an OSR adventure. $36 is the most popular pledge for the PDF and the print version of the books, and an additional adventure and a map. And it got riverboat rules. For this is a adventure on a swamp. It's a 15 hex map, hex crawl with 2 full dungeons and plenty of forces to encounter. So think, you know, Swamp Thing meets the opening scene from Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, the little village on the water with the guy with the banjo. Yeah, so Swamp, yes, fun. Haunted Swamp. I love Haunted Swamp. From Awfully Queer Heroes, we have Tower of the Mind for 5e. This is a 1 through 20 campaign / location. $12 gets you the PDF in either 5e or Pathfinder 2nd edition. Why would I do either when both are coming out in revised versions in a few months? In fact, I would say that for this one too. Why should I buy this now if there's a brand new revised vision of 5e coming out in a few months, and I don't know how much of it's going to be the same? Your book might be completely pointless, even though the claims of backwards compatible. Is it? I mean, we don't know. It might be. It might not be. But anyways, yes, it's a tower that everybody who goes into turns mad. So can your characters go into this tower, retrieve the unclaimed loot, solve the mystery before going completely insane? What if my character's already insane when I start the adventure? Damn it. From Handiwork Games, we got King Beowolf for D&D 5e. $36 is the most popular pledge. Gets you the PDF and the print version of the book, plus some additional stuff. It includes all sorts of rules on slaying monsters, ruling lands, sort of taking the Beowolf myth and kind of converting it to 5e in a sort of roundabout way. At 240 pages. Again, it's a 5e product. So why should I buy this now, knowing full well that 5e might undergo a complete drastic change in just a few months? I'd wait at this point, really, you know. From Ham and Egg Publishing, that's a great name. We have The Hotel Exorcist for the 3-2-1 action RPG. $20 is the most popular pledge. This gets you the PDF and print version. It's a zine plus some extra PDFs, including the quick start rules for the 3-2-1 action RPG. And based upon the name, The Hotel Exorcist, you are a group of elite paranormal investigators coming to towns to save it from supernatural forces, one of which is in a hotel. From Homebrew and Hacking Tabletop RPG Design, we have Worlds to Go, The Elysians. This is a level up advanced 5th edition 5e adventure. $15 print version of the book. It's a sword and sandal ancient Greece RPG setting for 5e / level up 5e. So there you go, Greece. And that's it for this week's Kickstarters. Obviously, knowing me, the ones that stand out to me are the Deadlands one, the Haunted Swamp one, and this one. But then again, you know, I like the fact that people are already tossing out their own deck of many things to compete with the new one, even though I don't know if the cards are the same. But why spend 50 when I can spend 10? Yeah, that's it. That's all that stands out. Again, Adventure Conquer King, 2nd edition BX revised. Hearing a lot of positive things about it, hearing a few things, negative things about it. I think I'm alone on my little island of why do I need this when I've already got like a dozen OSR, OGL, old school games that I had to have, including Castles and Crusades, that I'm not playing. And, you know, as long as I live in Ventura, which has no gaming community whatsoever other than a teeny 5e community, I'm not going to be doing any gaming. I mean, you know, I'm in one online game of Castles and Crusades that I've played through 3 times so far. So, yeah. But that's me. Don't let my heartbreak stop you from playing this game. I highly recommend you check out any of the reviews of this game that have been done and decide if it's worth your time. That's it. Let me know if any of these Kickstarters are something you want to pick up. And if you're interested in picking up your own deck of many things, just go to your local 7-Eleven. They probably got a deck of playing cards there for $3. Maybe I should make my own deck of many things. The deck of wretched things. And like every card is just awful or silly. Yeah. I've had whole campaigns which were basically deck of many things inspired. I'm sure we all have if you played long enough. But I guess I'm no longer in the old school, so I am the OGGM. If you appreciate this nonsense, let me know. If you don't appreciate this nonsense, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, 400 more to go to reach my 2,000 subs by the end of the year and beat Aaron the Pendentic goal. Don't let that immortal gnome beat me in subs. He's not even broadcasting anymore. See you soon.